Welcome to Anomalous Phenomena. I'm your host, Anomalous, and today we're talking about the mysterious and frightening Phantom of London known as Springheeled Jack. If you're a fan of strange phenomena, or you don't know what we're talking about, just stick around and find out. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe. Have you ever heard of Springheeled Jack? He's a legend in the annals of British folklore, a mysterious figure who is said to have terrorized the streets of London in the 19th century, and his name conjures up images of a shadowy form leaping from rooftop to rooftop, leaving a trail of terror in his wake. His legend has been the subject of countless tales, books, and even a hit song by the Rolling Stones. In this episode, we delve into the world of Springheeled Jack, exploring the stories and theories surrounding this infamous character. The first reported sightings of Springheeled Jack date back to the late 1830s in the East End of London. Eyewitnesses reported seeing a tall, shadowy figure dressed in a cloak and leaping from rooftop to rooftop with incredible speed and agility. Some people claimed he had pointed ears and a demonic appearance, and others said that he breathed fire. Despite numerous sightings and reports of attacks, no one was ever able to capture or identify Springheeled Jack, and the mystery surrounding him only grew. Many of the reports are based on oral and second-hand accounts. However, here is a general overview of some of the reported sightings. Mary Stevens was a maid who claims to have been attacked by Springheeled Jack in the suburbs of London in 1838. She said he was a tall, shadowy figure who breathed fire and wore a cloak. In 1888, a group of women in Whitechapel claimed to have been attacked by a figure that some believed to be Springheeled Jack. The attacker was described as having the ability to leap great distances. In 1845, several people in Battersea reported being attacked by a figure that they believed was Springheeled Jack. The attacker was described as tall and fast with a cloak and pointed ears. Perhaps the best-known alleged incidents involving Springheeled Jack were the attacks on two teenage girls, Lucy Scales and Jane Alsop. The Alsop report was widely covered by newspapers, including a piece in the Times. The press coverage of these two attacks helped to raise the profile of Springheeled Jack. Jane also reported that on the night of 19th February 1838, she answered the door of her father's house to a man claiming to be a policeman who told me, "Bring a light," claiming, "We've caught Springheeled Jack in the lane." She brought a person a candle, and she noticed he wore a large cloak. The moment she handed him the candle, however, he threw off the cloak and presented a most hideous and frightful appearance, vomiting blue and white flames from his mouth, while his eyes resembled great balls of fire. Miss also reported that he wore a large helmet and that his clothing, which appeared to be very tight-fitting, resembled white oilskin. Without saying a word, he caught her and began tearing at her gown with his claws, which she was certain were of some metallic substance. She screamed for help and managed to get away from him and ran towards the house. He caught her on the steps and tore at her neck and arms with his claws. She was rescued by one of her sisters, after which the assailant fled. On the 28th of February 1838, 9 days after the attack on Miss Alsop, 18-year-old Lucy Scales and her sister were returning home after a visit to their brother, a butcher who lived in a respectable part of Limehouse. Miss Scales stated in her deposition to the police that she and her sister were passing along Green Dragon Alley when they observed a person standing in the shadows. She was walking in front of her sister at the time, and as they came up to this person, who was wearing a large cloak, he spurted a quantity of blue flame in her face, which deprived her of sight and so alarmed her that she dropped to the ground and was seized with violent fits, which continued for several hours. The claim that Springheeled Jack breathed fire is one of the more unusual aspects of this legend. In the 19th century, people often had limited scientific knowledge and a fascination with the supernatural. The idea of a figure that breathed fire would have been particularly striking and would have added to the mystery and fear surrounding Springheeled Jack. Over the years, many theories have been put forth to explain the legend of Springheeled Jack. Some believe he was a supernatural entity, a demon or a ghost that roamed the streets of London. Others think he was a madman or a criminal. But despite the many theories, the true identity of Springheeled Jack remains a mystery. As the legend of Springheeled Jack spread, it became a popular subject for writers and artists. Stories and songs were written about him, and he was depicted in illustrations and paintings. The press of the time ran numerous articles about him and became a sensation, with people all over Britain discussing the mystery of this jumping man. Today, the legend of Springheeled Jack lives on, a testament to the power of folklore and legends. He remains a shadowy figure who leaps through the pages of history, leaving behind a trail of fear and fascination. Despite the lack of concrete evidence and many theories about his identity, the mystery surrounding the infamous entity continues. Whether he was a demon, a madman, or a myth, the legacy of Springheeled Jack remains a fascinating part of the tapestry of British folklore. We hope this episode has shed some light on the intriguing and mysterious figure, and I invite you to join us again next time as we explore another aspect of the world of the mysterious. My name is Anomalous. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.